with Mid-Michigan's only live radar. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bryan Bachman.
Thanks very much for all of that, Kylie. Not often we go up against an ice storm expected to be of this magnitude, so good to be prepared, and more importantly, good to be locked in, hunkered down, and staying where you are, staying put as we head on into our Saturday. Diving right in here tonight. First Warn 5 pinpoint Doppler radar live from MBS. We are still free of any significant precipitation. Fog and misty conditions are creating some wet spots and, of course, poor visibility here and there. But the bulk of the heavier rains will really start to kick in from the south and west over the next 2 to 3 hours. And we're really not joking when we say here, think of a form of weather. We're going to see just about all of it related to this system. The fog that we're seeing out there tonight, settling in over downtown Saginaw, many parts of mid-Michigan, the result of the lingering warm temperatures that have been pushed in ahead of this approaching storm. We're down to 39 degrees now in the Saginaw area, wind chill down to 33, northeast wind at 8 miles per hour, and we'll get the fog to start to lift as the winds start that is to increase over the next couple of hours. But in the meantime, visibility very poor out there tonight, half a mile or less in most of the Tri-Cities area, half a mile in Bad Axe, 2 miles in Caro, and down to a mile and a half or less along most of I-69, including the greater Flint area. Here's where our storm is now on the First Warn 5 Sky Tracker. It's centered over central Missouri, out ahead of this cold frontal boundary in the warm sector. Prominent line of heavy rain and even severe thunderstorms, some producing tornadic activity as far south as Dallas and East Texas. On the cold north side of the system, we're getting more of the wintry mix, freezing rain and snow, and that low is going to run right up and along that boundary directly to us here in Michigan as we head into tomorrow. So timing it out, hour by hour forecast. We hit 1 a.m. That's when the bulk of the first push of steady and at times heavy rain begins to overspread most of the region. Temps are cold enough around Houghton Lake, West Branch on northward, where we actually may start out as a wintry mix of snow, sleet, and some freezing rain along M55. We fast forward to 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Still very heavy, primarily rain. Tri-Cities southward to Flint, I-69, and into the Thumb. More of the freezing rain, sleet mixture beginning to become more apparent along and south of M55 toward Gladwin, Standish, Mount Pleasant, and we'll just see that mixing zone, primarily again freezing rain, really blossom and take hold. By the time we hit midday, we're seeing that around the Tri-Cities, north end of the Bay, Mount Pleasant and Alma, and everyone else to the south and east of there, while you're leaning more into the snow category along M55. Here's where we have at least a slim glimmer of hope here. Unfortunately, it does look like in some of the more recent data, it's closing on us. There may be some drier air that filters into this mixing region of the storm early to mid-afternoon on Saturday, say around 4 p.m. and into right around the 8 o'clock hour. Any kind of intermittent quality that we can get this precipitation to take on will, of course, scale back the expected ice totals. But make no mistake, we're still going to continue to see at least intermittent freezing rain, sleet mixture, maybe some snowflakes in all of these areas. Primarily snow again into tomorrow evening along M55. Another surge of moisture comes in directly ahead of the low pressure system around midnight tomorrow. We continue to see that freezing rain, sleet, ice mixture with more of that lean into the snow category, but likely some sleet back toward our north and western counties, toward Houghton Lake and Clare by midnight tomorrow night. Colder air filters in on the backside of the low, which by 5 a.m. Sunday will start to move out over Lake Huron. So we'll get one last push of occasionally heavy snow on the backside of this system briefly before it then finally departs the region and gets out of here by midday on Sunday and on into Sunday afternoon. And we may even break into some sunshine here and there when this thing moves out. But again, biggest issue we face here is the potential for significant icing. Half an inch to 3/4 of an inch of ice anywhere around the Tri-Cities, northern Thumb, all of I-69, and including the greater Flint area. We scale it back gradually to 2/10 of an inch or less along M55, but even in those areas where those same areas coincide with some heavier snowfall totals, that's still some ice that could blend in with all of this, keeping things very messy. Less than an inch of snow around the Tri-Cities south and east, 1 to 3 inches of snow and sleet, Mount Pleasant and Alma, 4 to 8 as we head toward the M55 corridor. And don't forget, too, where we lean more into the rain category, 2.5 to as much as 4 inches of rain. Tri-Cities on south and east, which is why we have all of those significant flooding concerns that are likely going to persist, likely as far out as the middle of next week. 30 degrees, your overnight low for tonight. As the rain rolls in, gradually transitions to the wintry mix and freezing rain by morning. 33 the high for tomorrow with snow, mix, freezing rain, icy and windy conditions. 28 as the storm pulls out on Sunday, so much colder, but morning snow showers at least giving us a break as the weekend winds down. David and Meg.